Hey, what's up? Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday morning. Is that what it is? It is Tuesday. I'm not lying. Happy Tuesday. We're back with another edition of the market, and my oh my. Yet again, looks like we're going to have a gap up. This is now the third session in a row. Crazy price action. Good morning, Paul. A47, Dr. V, Ed. What's up, everybody? Tom, good morning to you. Anna, what's up? Yeah, this is crazy. Whole gap up yet again. We still have our gaps to the downside. We'll have to put another one on the chart. Let's see where we're at here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Another gap. I'm actually going to extend these to the opening price, or the low of the previous day. Just massive gaps. Good morning, Julian. What's up? Let's do that with this gap too. We'll go to the low the next day. Craziness. There we go. So there's an updated chart of the S&P. Of course, we'll have to do that again here in about a minute when the market opens. We'll have yet another gap to attend with no resistance above, so we could easily just keep climbing and climbing. We have the rate cut announcement tomorrow. Market is clearly bullish on that. But we'll see the reaction when once that comes out. Could be a sell the news kind of event. Market is open. So New York session has started. Let's see what happens there. Looks like we may have an overshoot of this channel, so this could get a steep reversal. So far, the EMA is holding. So far, it's looking pretty decently bullish here. Popping below the EMA. Meanwhile, Nasdaq just continuing to climb. No sign of even a pullback yet on NQ. NQ pulls back and holds the 21. I'll be taking a long. It's pretty decent for a long here, except I would expect the NQ to go down a little bit further. We'll probably take ES with it, so I'm not going to jump on this second entry just yet. Back to NQ while we're waiting for it to pull back. Let's fix our gaps and stuff on the chart. Okay, hold on. I gotta go. Just a sec. My son's calling my name here. Give me just a sec. All right, folks, I am back. And it looks like we definitely pushed below that EMA into that gap. High possibility that we're going to go fill that. Good morning to you, Archer. What's up? What's up? NQ still holding pretty decently above the 21 though. Kind of looks like it wants to drop. I think I'm going to take a starter position on ES here. If we can get filled. There we go. Should work if the NQ especially starts dropping. Right now the NQ is still pushing above the 21, but if it starts dropping, should really propel the ES downwards. So I'm just looking to get to this test of previous day's high. If it blows through that, gap fill, and then we'll kind of see from there. But NQ just pushed above the EMA, so I think I'm going to try to take a little scratch. We'll keep it super, super tight. So it's basically scratch or drop. Scratch or immediate drop. And Q's kind of moving down. I'm just going to give this a little bit more room. Remember, this is just a starter position, and this is a test strategy. Sorry, I forgot to put that on the chart. Don't want to confuse anyone. Watching NQ closely. It seems to be holding the EMA yet again. That's no bueno for this, so get ready to scratch out. Come on, NQ, just drop already. Get the previous day high coming up. NQ has another close above the EMA. Not willing to ride a bounce with the NQ strong, so we're gonna take the break even if we get a pop here on ES. Heat saying, when placing a trade, particularly a short, what I want to have a stop price to protect any upside. Not sure what your question is. Should you use a stop loss? Yes, you should. Controlling risk is really the only thing we can control in the market. We ultimately don't know what's going to happen, but we do know how much we can stand to lose if we use stop loss. NQ continuing to go up, so I'm going to even guarantee a win here. It's going to be a tiny one, but I do think ES is probably going to bounce here pretty soon. NQ is just way too strong. There we go. Stopped out. We'll still be able to take a short if we get a little pullback to the EMA and some rejection there. We'll be looking for one leg back to the EMA, an attempt lower, second leg back to the EMA, and then a bearish bar right there, and that would be a confirmed, verified, statistically proven strategy. So we'll wait for that. Still haven't really done my levels on NQ yet, so let's fix that up. Here's the start of that NQ gap. From yesterday. Now let's do the one from today. From overnight. Divergence continues. S&P had another down candle there, which is actually quite surprising how much NQ is pushing up. Looks like a possible break and new low of this little channel. Had to move down, slight break, new low. We are right at this key level here. Trada, good morning. Slept through your alarm, never fun, but hey, not much has happened so far, so you're all good. It's going to be a bummer if this thing just drops and drops and drops, but I think it was the right call to get out of that short with the strength on Nasdaq. So this could end up being a larger downtrend. And we're breaking through a key level right now. I'm going to look to widen this channel. We're breaking through this key level here. ES super, super heavy. Alright, we're starting to get a pullback here on ES. We'll watch what happens at this key level. At the EMA, the gap has been filled, the overnight gap. So we'll get rid of this. Gap has been filled, and that might provide enough support for ES to start heading higher. NQ remaining strong. It hasn't even really gotten into the gap. Just sitting right here. Looks like it even wants to go back above the EMA. And if it does and gets a higher low, I will look to take an NQ long. Yes, nice pullback. And has not quite made a new low, so we could get that second leg of the pullback. Here's the first leg. Made an attempt lower. If we get that second leg and a bearish bar right around here, that's going to be our cue to short. NQ continuing to work its way down. This is very much looking like a measured move. Let's see. There's one leg down, second leg down. Could go a little bit lower, and then if it does not bounce, that's when we will expect more downside. If there's buyers present, this is when we would very likely get a bounce. See if we can get a bearish bar back at the moving average. Archer asking, is there news in 5 minutes? That's a good question to ask. There is manufacturing release. I don't think it's going to do much. The market is really going to be only waiting for FOMC tomorrow. All right, here we go. Here's our move back to the 21. Let's see what happens. Dang, look at that. Okay. Hold on here. This is looking like a news release. Some sort of tweet. And I don't have my Trade Exchange news feed up. I'm getting that up now, though. Could be early release on the news as well. Not seeing anything. Could just be a random spike. Is a push lower and be looking for that lower high here. We do have this active trend. It's had a break, has not had a new low yet. Getting back down below the key level. If we get a lower high, I like that for a short. if we get the lower high here, it will be a little bit tricky to trade because we do have this news release here now in 1 minute. Can't take that lower high, green body on it. So that's good. Be a bummer to get a perfect setup and likely have to skip it because of the impending news. All right, manufacturing came in quite a bit less than expected. Doesn't seem like the market cares too much. And still seeing a divergence between ES and Nasdaq. NQ still is above the EMA here. Still am wanting to put on a starter short position on ES. But with the divergence, I think I will hold off. I'm going to reload my chart though. Realize I haven't done that just yet. Ooh, this bar might turn around into a lower high. What's up, Cricket? Good to see ya. Come on, chart. Let's finish loading here. Might even have a setup. Okay, if this bar turns into a lower high, I'm going to take it. Yeah, good enough. Below that key level, this is a small risk too, very small bar. See if we can get that push down. Just taking on one contract. With the divergence, this isn't absolute best context, but I think it's worth a try. I'm gonna add another contract here. NQ's holding the EMA here. Yep, stopped out on that, and you can see the divergence. But that's why you keep it small. There's only a couple. What was it here? Yeah, only like a 2-point bar, so worth the risk, I think. Still will lean to the short side if we get another push below the EMA, and especially if the Nasdaq starts playing along. Trading above the 21. We're going to have to hold off on this. NQ continuing to be relatively strong. Here's a push below on ES. Let's see if we can get a lower high. We have gotten through all the news from this morning, so we don't really have anything else to worry about, at least as far as econ releases. The market will start to settle in to pre-FOMC kind of action. Man, this is kind of crazy because we're right at yesterday's high, and ES just hanging out exactly at that level. Still leaning to the short side on the S&P. We get that one lower high bearish bar, I'm going to have to take it. Nope, couple of closes above the 21 there. Cricket saying short NQ. That is a bold move. NQ's been bullish all morning. Still waiting for that bar on ES. Got to push below that key level though. NQ congested. It's been in a range for nearly 20 minutes now. NQ as well, or ES as well, hasn't really gone anywhere. Kind of chopping its way higher, but I think best bet would be to wait till we get out of that congestion. ES attempting to break out the top side of this congestion. NQ also looking like it wants to pop out of the top of this thing. I'll tell you one thing, guys. Someone is going to get trapped here. That's what I do know. We've been sideways for 20 minutes. I guarantee there's people on both sides of this thing loading up positions. And one of those sides is about to get trapped. Would not recommend taking anything here. These kind of congestions are more of a coin toss than anything else, especially with the ES and the Nasdaq kind of doing different things, right? ES, downtrend, this is a break, could get that second leg. NQ, uptrend, this is a break, could get that second leg. So we would expect to move up on NQ, we expect to move down on ES, expecting two different things. No bueno for probabilities. Come on, S&P, let's do something here. NQ threatening to break out of the bottom side of the range, but as we know, most breakouts of a trading range will fail, at least temporarily. It's more likely to bounce here. Almost tempting to take a long, but I think I'll wait. Oof, real tempting to take this lower high here. Not gonna lie to you, I'm tempted. Someone hold me back. Don't let me do it. Not triggered, yeah. It's not triggered and it's not a good trade. We're in the middle of a congestion. There's absolutely no reason to go short or long. Either side will start to look pretty good if you stare at it long enough. You said it, Brad. Getting in right now is just gambling. You do not have probabilities on your side. I will say though, so far today has the look of like, this might actually go somewhere though. I know we've been compressed going sideways for the last half an hour, but it does seem like we're going to get an expansion out of this. Predicting which direction that's going to be is a coin flip, but it does have that look of like, we might not stay compressed. We might not stay ranging. This may go somewhere. Well, if someone would kindly poke the market with a stick, that would be very helpful. Or if anyone has connections to the president, get him to tweet something. If you're Chinese, if your grandpa's in the government, get them to make a decision on tariffs. Do something, guys, please. Anything to help us out here. When Paul pokes, it pokes him back. Nice. Yeah, that's true. All right, now we're getting a little expansion out of this range on ES to the upside. Key level is holding. It is starting to look like longs are a better play than short right now. ES already did go fill that gap. Now we're pushed back above this key level. And so far it is holding it. If it continues to hold it, we're going to be looking long. NQ as well. Still in an uptrend. Uptrend is still active. It had 2 legs down. We held the top of this gap so far. As long as that continues to hold, again, we'll be looking long. Could that all break? Of course. We just got to take in the information that we do have and start to form a thesis of the market. Based on what price has done, right? But this is what happens with breakouts of ranges. Look, you had this range. This breakout looked really good, and boom, door got slammed immediately. So even if it goes up, always remember, most breakouts of a trading range will fail, at least temporarily. So if you chase this breakout, a lot of traders got stopped out already, and then this might just continue anyway. But don't ever chase that first move. So with all that, guys, I'm going to head over to the Discord. Don't be aggressive today. Wait until there's something clear. If nothing clear, heck, go enjoy your day. Go touch some grass. Go get outside. Go do something else. Maybe go to work, you know, do your job. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning. I wish we had better trading conditions to enjoy together, but it's how it goes. Wish you all a great day. See you soon.